Yo, this is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason and the host of the ZOWHAT Morning Show. First and foremost, let me thank everyone who's donated to the GoFundMe page. But I have some bad news to report. One of our biggest donations has proven to be fraudulent. And of course, they took that out of our account earlier today. I'm really disappointed about it. They said it was some fraudulent activity that happened on the GoFundMe page, and it kind of hurt my heart because I knew it was kind of too good to be true when we got these huge donations maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, but now one of them has proven to be fraudulent, and I'm thinking that the other 3 may also be found that way as well. Needless to say, my goodness, we are in need of those donations to keep the high quality production that we do going. I don't know what to say about, who's responsible for it. I just know we got to keep pushing. I just know I cannot be stopped because of something like this. I just ask that everybody come together, coalesce around this cause, and donate to www.gofundme.com/Zoe Williams. If you appreciate the work we do and you love the shows that we produce, please, out of the kindness of your heart, continue to support. Thank you so much, and we'll keep it coming. Deuces.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I'm a relationship hacker.
Run up and get touched up, suicide. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail. Run up and get touched up, suicide, that's it. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail.
Oh yeah. Cream of weed, baby. The ZOWHAT Morning Show. Back up in ya. Yay!
Cream of weed.
The ZOWHAT Morning Show back in the building. Monday. Hey, listen to this track right here. Woo. It's a hit nobody ever heard of. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ZOWHAT Morning Show. You already know how we get down in the town. Great topics, great conversation. But before we get to any of that, we've got to promote small businesses who would not have a chance to, elevate their brand. I like to call this the community empowerment. This is the segment where we give back. So I'm gonna start giving back right now. You could go to my website and go to the community empowerment segment, click the tab.
I love how you're talking to the track.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, bring that track back so I can stay in the flow. Where my baby go? There she is. Zoe. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I want to promote a couple of things. Number 1, only 165 physical copies remain. Of course, you could get it on iBooks, you can get it on iTunes, Kindle. But if you want the physical copy, you got to go to my website, I am Zoe Williams, and order your copy of The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. Great book, a lot of great reviews. If you go to Kindle or Amazon and you read the Kindle reviews, we've got 97 reviews with a 98% 5-star rating.
Nice.
You got to check that out. It's not a game. It's not a game. Okay. Go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com, and get your copy of that. But also pre-order, Frank, you'll pull up the website correctly. Also pre-order your copy of the follow-up to The Relationship Dismount, The Holographic Relationship. A deeper look at the connection between consciousness God, and intimacy. I was told that this track is pulling me in. I was told that this book is the Think and Grow Rich of relationship books. Very powerful book. Trust me, The Holographic Relationship. Pre-order your copy today. And then the other thing. First off, we got hit real hard over the weekend on the GoFundMe page. Another fraudulent donation.
Damn.
And we have to send back $4,000 today. Now, here's the real ugly thing about it. What is considered a fraudulent donation is when someone makes a donation, and I don't even know how they can do this. They make a donation without a credit card or with bad credit card numbers.
How does that happen?
Now watch this. You know how money is made out of nothing, especially in the digital world.
Right.
It's nothing. But it becomes real when GoFundMe transfers it to our account. It's real money in our account. But then when the fraudulent notice hits, you got to take real money out of your account and give it back to GoFundMe so it could turn back into fake money because it wasn't real to begin with. How?
Oh, that's the bullshit.
So now we're at minus $9,000. Now, I knew when we got these donations, right? I knew when we got these donations on March 28th, I was like, I don't know these people. I went and looked up their social media, couldn't find them. I was like, who donated this? It was 4 donations, all within 33 minutes.
Somebody out to get Zoe.
Yeah, so I'm real pissed off about it. Now it's $9,000 out of the account, and again we got to pay Frank. This shit ain't easy to maintain this production, so I'm disappointed about it. So please, you could donate from my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. We'd appreciate that. You could also donate at the GoFundMe page, www.gofundme.com/ZoeWilliams. Couple more businesses. We Juice is in the building right now. He provides us with fresh juices every week. We Juice, OUIJUICE.com. Black-owned business. Hassan, tell them what, coupons or discounts or benefits you have for us today.
So this week we still have the ZOWHAT code available. It's 15% off. So you got to write ZOWHAT and get your 15% off. And we got, the specials of recovery, immunity, detox, 3-day cleanse. And one of my best top selling juices right now is the turmeric shots and the 3-day weight loss program. So get on top of that. You always need fresh vegetables in your life. So don't be afraid to eat healthier and be healthier for this new to 2017.
Hey, and these juices are for everybody. So Mark, have a juice.
Well, thank you.
We love it. Hey, we got somebody on the line right now to help us promote this total package energy shot. I only bring 1 or 2 in the building at a time because the demand is so high.
Don't start.
I swear to God,
Start.
Listen, this is the most tempting thing in this room to be stolen by him. Okay. Go ahead. Who we have on the line right now? Caller?
Hello. How's everybody doing? My name's Salih Muhammad from Richmond, California.
What up?
Professional soccer player for the San Francisco Deltas.
A professional soccer player for the San Francisco who?
Deltas.
Deltas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Tell us about your experience with Total Package Energy Shot. This shit's way better than 5-Hour Energy. I can go out on a limb on that. But tell me your experience with it.
Well, for me, I started drinking it a couple months ago. I got introduced to it through my physical trainer coach, Anthony Eggleton. Him and Abdul are really, really good friends and partners. And I first tried it a couple times before my workouts with Coach Ant. Boosted my energy. I never really felt the crash. It felt natural. Plus, the taste was good. So I said, okay, I really like this. Got in contact with Abdul. And ever since then, I've been drinking it and promoting it. Not only because it's a good product and I believe in it, but it's also a black-owned business, which I'm always trying to get behind and support and promote.
But how does it make you
so
feel? I'm not a professional athlete. You're an athlete. I know what it does to me, and I feel a little weird on it. But how does it make you feel?
Especially those times when it's game time or practice. It energizes me. It gives me that boost that I need. And I go out there and I feel woke. I feel very aware, sharp. When my concentration is good. Physically, I feel really good. I'm moving at a good pace. And after this, like I said, there's no real crash. I don't feel like I took an energy drink and now I'm like, oh, I'm really tired now. I still maintain my energy throughout the day. So I really like the product.
Well, that's good business, man. Where can they find this product? Because I got mine. I'm really not trying to share.
Well, they could go online at totalpackage.com and they'll see multiple athletes on the website. So you can order it online. And you can use the promo code SALI when buying it. That's the best place to get it. So,
hey, man, I appreciate you calling in. Thanks so much, man. And again, man,
thanks so much for having me.
Black-owned businesses supported by black athletes, professional athletes. Man, we appreciate you all day in America, PM.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me on. You guys, you brothers, have a blessed day.
All right, you too, brother. So, the other thing I got to promote, and got mine. You want this one?
Thank you,
here,
sir.
I got you. Right here. What happened? What happened? I threw him an empty one. That's all. Here, man. Jesus. I'm just saying, man, they highly sought after. Listen, don't drink.
Protecting the car.
Let me tell you right now, don't drink that shit at night. You drink it at night, you're not going to bed. You might as well just watch all the Little Rascals, Three Stooges, all of the old shit. You're going to be up. Jeffersons, everything. Just watch the whole shit. Anyway, the brother who did my website, IamZoWilliams.com, his name is Jarrell Whitefield. You got to get with him, man. Triumph Beyond Designs. The web stuff that he does is amazing. Triumph Beyond Designs. Please go support his website. If you're a small business and you need your website done by a professional, timely brother, triumphbeyonddesigns.com. Go support it ASAP. Also, I got so many things on here to promote. I got Weed Juice. I got RBG Tees. Yes, RBG Tees. Please support their t-shirt line. Go there now. RBGtees.com. They got some new designs. Also check out Power in One Clothing. PIO Clothing.com. Shepherd Family Sweets. You want the sweet potato cakes and all the confectionery wizardry going on over there. Sister makes all the greatest desserts in the world. Shepherd's Sweets. Also, there we go. Mind Blowing Mobile. Man, she did my app. If you've seen my Zoe Williams app, you'll understand how ridiculous her work is. And I've always said, if you're in business and you don't have an app, you're not really doing, cutting edge business, because the app is the new website now. And to be honest, I think she undercharges for what she does. We're about to start broadcasting live these shows through the app.
Yeah,
she's working on it right now.
Yeah, she's crazy
for
with
what
the,
she
with
charges.
the programming, man.
It's really, she's kind of undercharging herself, but I digress. Okay, cool. Listen, that's all I have to promote right now. I'm urging you all, go support the GoFundMe page. Really quickly, Kev, tell them what you got right quick.
We're supporting the Cop Stop Traffic Stop app. So it's Cop Stop Guardian Traffic Stop app. And I just want to say, for anybody who's ever shared a police brutality video on any social media, you need to go and donate, because basically you're being hypocritical. If you're calling yourself someone who's interested in producing change, about the police brutality or everything that's going wrong in America dealing with so-called black people, then this is your chance to get out there and do something about it. So the Cop Stop Guardian Traffic Stop app, please go to gofundme.com/CopStopGuardian and donate today. Also, basically, we're trying to end what most people know as driving while black, but we call it police-itis because everybody gets it, not just so-called black people. So that fear that you get when you see the police on the street, matter of fact, I just had it on the way over here. So again, get out there.
Get your tags done, Nick.
My tags are done. My tags are done. Again, you don't know what's going to happen. So just get out there and please support this. Also, the Real Nagas app, you can go to realnagasapp.com on your phone if you want to check it out on your phone, or I'll just give the links to Frank and you can download it on your phone once you view the show.
There it is right there. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, today's topic is going to be so crazy. Everybody's been asking me to talk about it, so I guess I got to talk about it today. We'll be back at 2.2, the ZOWHAT Morning Show, Dash Talk Radio. Man, the topic is out of this world. We'll see you in a second. Yay! We back in the building, the ZOWHAT Morning Show. Today's topic, of course, you guys are used to Dr. G setting up the show. But he's not here today to bog us down with the slow white man syndrome. Well, I think that if black people would just... No, he's not here. So we've got to do it for him. Listen, everybody's been paying attention to Lavar Ball and a lot of the moves that he's been making.
Yep.
And everybody's had something to say about it. More importantly, people have been reaching out to me, asking me to speak on it because they know I have a son who's, he was top recruit coming out of California. He's 2 years before Alonzo. He's 2 years before Alonzo. My son is still in school, getting ready for his red shirt sophomore year at Fresno State. My kid played with Alonzo. They started in the AAU's thing, So a lot of people have been asking, like, man, what do you think about all of the decisions he's been making, how outspoken he is, wah, wah, whoop, wap, whoop. So I was like, okay, let's do the Ball is Life show. Today's topic, the art of getting blackballed 101, a deeper look at Lavar Ball's recent business moves. The man just dropped a tennis shoe, right? And the shoe has varying prices. The lowest price is $495.
Yeah.
The highest price is $5 less than a G because it's signed, right? The kid signs the shoe. People are asking me, what do you think of that? What's your perspective on it? I've got questions. Is Lavar Ball hurting his son's chances at acquiring huge endorsement deals that come to most NBA superstars? Projected NBA superstars. What are your thoughts on the price of Lonzo Ball's new basketball shoe? I'll get into that. True or false, Lonzo's shoe is a bona fide boss move, but its price point handicaps its true impact. True or false? The number to dial is 323-230-4445. That's 323-230-4445. True or false? Oh, God, this is going to sound bad. Fuck. So the three major shoe companies said, hell nah.
Yep.
What I got upset about was black folk ridiculing him because the three major shoe guys said hell nah. What you ridiculing him for that? Ain't nobody gonna buy that shoe. That shoe it's a rip-off Kobe. It's this, that. Let's just really drill down into this man's moves. Is this motherfucker crazy? Or is he a genius?
The answer is yes.
All right, we're here. What do y'all want to say on that? Because you're in this too. Because your family, he's got brothers who made it to the NFL. He got brothers that were high-level athletes. He was a high-level athlete. Everybody in his family was born with a scholarship. Somewhere. Just came out the womb with a scholarship associated with it. That's how incredible the athleticism and all of that shit is in his family. But Mark, you guys don't even know Mark. Mark, tell him who you are. Mark is sitting in for Jeff Brown today. Mark, tell him who you are and what you do, and give us your thoughts on this.
Okay, just I'm one of the programmers here at Dash Radio, and a radio personality myself for over 30 years. My immediate gut take on this is, look, it's 2017, and I always say, if you get some name recognition, you don't let that go. You cash in on it, right?
Right.
You explore all the multiple ways there are to monetize your name.
Yep.
And look, everybody that gets a little bit of fame always assumes there'll be more to come. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. You know, life's a crapshoot. And I say, look, get paid. That's all.
Yeah, get paid. I agree with that, but
I like that.
The dad is so over the top. Now I like Lavar Ball. Like I love his gangster. You know how he's pushing back against the industry. Like, this is how I'm doing it. And honestly, the reason that they blackballed him is because they don't want his type of model to become, to be prevalent in society. They don't want other people like jumping on that and be like, all right, well, he did it and let everybody else do it. And it probably wouldn't be so bad if he was Caucasian. But because he's black, you can't give black people that, or so-called black, you can't give them that type of power. And also expect them, when he's coming out and he's doing it so, verbose as he's doing it, he's just out there like, I'm doing this, fuck everybody, this is how it's going down. Now, if they actually do what he's saying, then they look like punks, and then, you know what I'm saying, he gets to move the industry like that. So they're pushing back like, no, motherfucker, we set the rules in the industry, you're gonna have to follow the way we do it, and that's how the shit is going down.
Hassan?
One thing I don't really understand is why people are against it. Why us? We go out and buy Jordans,
Gucci,
get anything we want, but we won't support this dude that's coming out with this shoe.
Because everybody lives to hate these days. Everybody's so cynical and so ready to, I blame social media partly for this, because everybody is hating. Everybody is just ready to hate.
Wow.
But you support McDonald's all day long.
Yeah, I don't understand
Jordan, you go to football games. You support that all day long, but you won't support one dude.
It's jealousy. It's jealousy.
Regardless of what the shoe looks like.
Yeah.
You got to pay the money for it. Just to support them.
Well, you're talking about melanated people who are conditioned. So they're conditioned to, to love the Caucasian brand or what's not their own. And so when somebody comes out with something that, they're trying to recreate the industry, or the media, especially the media, they want to push back and tell him how messed up he is by messing up his son. But the thing is, they don't understand that he has the total future of his son, his sons in mind. He's trying to set the future for everything from all the way down the line. So I don't fault him on that, but the way he's doing it, there's a better way to do it instead of coming out and just blasting everybody. He's going to the extreme. He needs to find a balance between the two. You can come out, you can say what you want to do, but then don't do it so crazily where you have everybody just trying to kill you now. You're making it so much harder for your son once he gets into the league.
I will say this. He has squarely put it on his son's shoulder to really deliver, and not just for himself and the
whole
brand,
family,
but also for the brothers that are coming. Right? First and foremost, let me just tell you how I love that motherfucker.
I do too.
I love it because nobody wants to talk about the 900-pound gorilla in the room, which is racism. Racism is involved here, right? Why would Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas give a black man a platform of freedom?
They're not.
What is he doing that's any different than Ray Charles asking for his masters? Or Master P saying, no priority. I just want you to distribute my records, and I'll give you 15% for distribution. What's the difference between what Lavar Ball is doing than what those guys did? Those guys are he's just basically saying, no, you do not get to determine the price of my son. Because that's what they're used to doing. They're used to saying, we'll evaluate you as a player. Oh, your stock is up. This is what you're worth to the shoe. We'll give you your own shoe, and then we'll give you an upfront snap, big chunk of money or whatever. And we've bought you.
Like LeBron. Like what they do.
LeBron, here's $1 billion, LeBron. But what happens if you come to them from a position of power? I want to partner with you. I don't want you to give me a lump of money, right? I want to make the money on my own, and I want to partner with you. You design what I tell you to design, and you put out the shoe I want you to put out. It's a business. It's a power move.
That's bigger than the shoe game.
That's bigger.
That's bigger than the shoe game.
You already know how it works in America. Once you hit a plateau, you set a precedent.
Mm-hmm.
So now the kids behind Lonzo is like,
yeah,
Let's see how you do it.
I see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now they want to do it. So again, is it racism? Is it discrimination for those three major companies to come together and collude and say, we're going to collectively exclude doing business with Lavar? Mark?
Is it racism?
Is it racist?
Okay, I'm just going to be honest. As the white guy in the room, I guess I don't see it the way you guys see it.
That's why you're here.
I see it as, on a more basic level, big companies not wanting competition. Big companies trying to squash a startup.
Right.
I don't necessarily fold racism into it, and I guess that's only because I'm a white guy and I don't have that same perspective on things that you have.
I love it. Kev?
I'm not saying it's not racism.
No, I understand.
It very well may be.
Could be.
I guess I don't start out by looking at it from that perspective.
Got it. Kev?
Making a move like that, as Zoe said, it's a major power move, and it's going to be bigger than the basketball industry or the shoe industry. That's a major business move that's going to be out there for people to be able to see and follow. And when you have somebody black doing that, that sets a major precedent that they don't want happening. Like you have Michael Jordan, who's he has major power within Nike, but he doesn't own Nike. So there's a limit, there's a cap off to the power that Michael Jordan has.
He's always an employee.
Yes, and that's what they're talking about. Like, look, we're going to own the shoe game, and from doing that would create so many vehicles into doing other things within the world that you can't necessarily have that going down. I understand that you probably don't see it like that, but it's not we're just trying to crush a shoe company. This is first of all, the way they see him they probably see him in the industry as the dumb black, the dumb black nigga who's out there just trying to flex his power or what power he perceives he has. But if he's actually able to push that and get something from it, that dude will change the game.
I get what you're saying. Now I see what you're saying now because the bigger picture here is if this guy does it and like you were saying, everybody else then wants to do it, then that does break that stranglehold of the white guys owning everything. And I get what you're saying.
And and there's many people who back basketball players now. Mm-hmm. And you have all these money people who are supposed to be silent on the side. They'll be coming at we can do the same thing. We can do the same thing. And that would literally just shut down the whole shoe game industry.
So who is Gray Starks? At Who is Gray Starks on Twitter just said, Zoe, the difference between Master P / Ray Charles and Lonzo Ball is they had leverage. Lonzo Ball doesn't. He hasn't played one pro game. And now that sounds real smart. But if you know anything about the NBA, this ain't Lonzo Ball's game. He didn't create the NBA, and he didn't create the way they do business. The difference is the NBA is a game of potential. Yep. All the draft picks, AAU, anybody that's getting drafted, they're all potential.
Yep.
Everybody's potential.
Salary.
Everybody's potential. And your salary is based on your potential. Oh, this dude could be the next.
Thank you.
Right. It took Durant 4-5 years to even gain weight. You understand what I'm saying? So this is a potential game. And a lot of times you got to pay that money up front for the back end potential of players, period. So he does have leverage. But I tell you this, you know how crazy it's going to be if that fool come in the NBA and ball out.
And piss on cats? Oh, yeah.
If he, you know how white folk do.
Then it will change the game still.
You know how white folk do. Them same three people who said, nah. It's going to be a bidding war. They're going to be at each other's neck going, oh, shit, we got to give him $1 billion now. It's going to be too late. Because now you run the risk of not doing business with him. Because white people love sharing the pie, especially the pie you made. Right? They love coming in and sharing some of that pie. We got to be honest now.
That smell good, bro.
They're going to be mad as fuck if he becomes this Uber star selling $600 shoes.
Yeah.
And they're going to be sitting over there selling $150 shoes, not getting a piece of it. They're going to kill each other to do work with him.
Mm-hmm.
Am I lying?
No. The price point on the shoe is a little high, though.
The price point on the shoe... Okay,
now,
so...
you remember how cats used to be getting... Me and you old enough to remember cats were getting killed over Jordans.
Right.
Like,
so that was the other angle I was going to come from. Doing your own shoe and putting it out yourself is a boss move. Mm-hmm. But the stupid part of it is... Did you forget? Black people only have 2.6% of the nation's wealth. So when you start, listen, I've been digging into this wealth inequality thing. So when you heard him respond, hey, why did you make the shoe this amount? Well, I just figured, fuck it, it just came to mind. This is what it's worth to me.
Is that what he said?
Basically. This is what I thought it was worth. And of course, I'm paraphrasing.
Oh my God.
So I'm riding with the pop, creating a shoe for a potential superstar. That's your son. You keeping all the money in-house, in family. I'm banging with you.
Yep.
I'm riding with you. I'm your man at arms. But what's dangerous is we do live in a society that will kill you over a pair of shoes. And I'm talking about our culture on each other. That man's the Zoe shoe, the Alonzo shoe, is positioned to be as valuable or even more than a Jordan.
That's right.
Especially if he becomes a star.
Man.
So now, wow, he got on them Zoes. No, listen.
Yep. No, that's real.
Listen, I didn't know this. I didn't know the shoe culture was like this. I'm with my son. We at a training camp somewhere. Auburn, that's an Under Armour school. And Auburn has so much money. And their deal with Under Armour is so big. They're throwing stuff at these kids. You want these sweatshirts? You want these muscle shirts? You want these, he has so much Under Armour stuff. So I didn't know how much stuff he had. But what I did recognize was my son was down at this training camp getting some training in last summer. And the little kids was over there. He got on the Stephs. He's wearing the Stephs. What are they talking about? I don't know.
Steph
I
Curry's.
said, what are you talking about? Oh, he's got on the Steph Curry's the low tops. Does that matter? What?
Yeah, apparently it does.
So
Man.
to them, it was like, oh. And then he out there dunking. And then, he goes to Auburn. Oh, that's why they blue and orange. Yeah. Like these niggas is taken by the shoe. So imagine if Lonzo goes there.
Realize these shoes had that much power.
Man.
It's crazy. The shoe game on eBay, like you can find a pair of Jordans there for $400 and something, $450, $500.
Right. So my guy, Lonzo, has to be mindful of the mentality, right, of how we act around sneakers.
You should have had Ski on this show instead of me.
He is a
That's
sneakerhead.
the shoe guy right there.
I know. He should have come. We will grab him too.
Yeah, you should.
But he's the sneaker guy. But all I'm saying is, when you make a price point like that, you had a couple of guys. Shaquille O'Neal was one. Steph Marbury was the other. Here's the problem with their model. Both of these models are on the far end of the bell. You got one $500-$600, $1,000 if you want it signed. Then you got another one $9, $15.
Right.
First off, you gotta understand, our culture.
Perception.
The perception of it. I don't care if this shoe is built like a tank.
Yep.
It's $9, homie. You're gonna be walking around with a $10 pair of shoes.
At least you won't get shot.
You won't get shot, but
gonna
you
get
get
clowned.
shot. You
You'll
will
get
get shot on.
Hell yeah.
I can take the clowning, just
Man.
no bullets.
But see, but again, Mark comes with a different perspective. In our culture, so-called having the best when you're broke, right, camouflages your
Flossing.
brokenness.
Flossing.
That's in all cultures.
No, white people do that too.
Do y'all?
Oh, hell
That's-
yeah.
yeah, that's-
You don't know
yeah.
how many people I know that live in just a crap house.
Speak on it.
And they got a Mercedes because they drive around in that Mercedes and that makes them feel like they're rich. But meanwhile, they're broke.
Wow. See, I didn't know you white people
You don't know
did
about
that.
middle class broke?
Talk about it.
Oh my God. You look,
Share.
Google middle class broke.
I'm about to do it right
Okay,
now.
because there's a lot.
shit's great.
There's a lot of white people and black people and people of all ethnicities that are in the middle class, but they don't have 2 dimes to rub together.
Here it is.
Yeah, read up on that. That's a show too, by the way.
Wow.
Not to get sidetracked, but there's so many people out there that are struggling to keep the lights on or to afford health care, but they got a bomb ass TV. They got a Mercedes in the driveway. They're spending all their money on the wrong stuff.
Wow. And
Yeah.
here it is. Oh, look at this article right here. Oh, Jesus. 10 things the middle class can't afford anymore. Vacations.
Yep, vacation. That's the first thing to go.
New vehicles.
Yep.
Student loans. Emergency savings. In other words, car accident, somebody gets sick, ruptured appendix.
I read somewhere the other day that the average family does not have $1,000 saved. They don't have $1,000 in the bank.
Okay, but we got the numbers on this.
Yeah.
We got the numbers on this. Toxic inequality is running rampant. But this is why the racism comes in too, because the median white family in America is worth $300K. If you just average it out, $300K, and $100,000 of that is liquid. The average black family in America, if you take out the car, $1,700. So there is, a disparity there, a huge disparity there. This is why him making the shoe $500 is a bonehead decision. Now, I understand your son is probably worth, in your heart and in your mind, my son is priceless, my sons are priceless, my daughter is priceless. I get it. But you also got to remember you're a part of a community.
Thank you.
And you could create a shoe that turns into a symbol of thirst. Oh, you doing better than me like that? Cause you remember the old walk up on you. What size shoe you wear?
Something
Huh?
Jordans, huh?
Yeah.
What size shoe? He got on them balls. I'm finna punch him in the mouth and take them shoes. They might not even like it. So to me, that's the bonehead part of it.
Okay.
Now, to come to another angle of this discussion, a lot of prominent black people are speaking out against him too. Basically saying the way, he's putting a target on his son's back, the way he's talking. It's one thing black people have had to deal with in America when it comes to integrating into the system, getting a good job, getting great education, and then being able to start your own shit. It's been through capitulation.
Yep.
And they'll say it's etiquette. The way you speak, the way you talk, you have to act a certain way. You have to humble yourself, like this is a way of life. It ain't just dealing with the police. You know how Richard Pryor set up the police thing when you get pulled over? I'm reaching
For me.
Right?
Right.
You don't have to just act like that with the police. You got to act like that with your boss, especially as a black man, right? I know it's kind of fucked up, but hey. Now watch this. When you look at white CEOs or white men who work for people, they have a different attitude, in my opinion. I've seen white people just talk reckless to each other.
Hell yeah. They don't have that fear.
Black men can't afford that though.
Mm.
So when I'm looking at brothers talk about Lavar, oh, he's talking too much, or he doing this, he gonna ruin it for his son. To me, somebody correct me. Is that a slave mentality? Where you can't talk out, where where you can't speak out. The only how you teach your son is to capitulate. If you want to make it, you gotta
don't speak out against massa. Yeah.
This is part of our culture.
That is, and again, that is the blackballed. Again, the topic of the show. The reason he's been blackballed is to a certain extent. They can't let him have that type of power, man. You don't understand what that is. When you give somebody that type of power, when he's come in and he's demanded that you give it to him, and then you give it to him. Now, what type of example is he setting now for all the other brothers in the hood?
You can come in and demand some shit when you got leverage.
And so that's what they're trying to stop right now. No matter, they'll say, okay, well, we may have to give it to him, but we're not gonna give it to him right now. We gotta wait and see how the son balls. If the son balls, if he just continues to ball out, there's gonna be nothing they can do about it. It's gonna happen. But again, they're trying to stop that as much as they can. They do not want the rise
because you know what
of
it really
that type
is?
of power from black people or
Mark,
so-called black people.
You got to check me on this. You know what it really is? A black man demanding some shit based off of leverage to most white people is like a terrorist threat.
You gonna give him what? We gonna give you what?
Watch how America. This is what America's saying is on that. We don't. What is it? We don't. What is the line the politicians use? We don't
negotiate with terrorists.
We don't negotiate with terrorists. Yep. That's how they see Lavar. We're not negotiating with you. Yo, this motherfucker better be Jesus Shuttlesworth. If this motherfucker ain't Jesus Shuttlesworth, do you know how fast we gonna usher your ass up out of here? You better hope this motherfucker come in here and make air layup. This nigga missed one layup. He missed a layup. Y'all niggas is out.
Every free throw.
There's a lot of messed up white people out there. I don't, honest to God, I don't look at it that way. I really don't. I'm not in the position that they're in. So my business isn't threatened by this. So I don't look at things like that. I don't see a black man demanding that he get what he deserves as a terrorist move. I don't feel threatened by it because I see him as an individual.
Right.
But maybe that's not most white people. And I don't know. I can only speak for myself.
I like that though. We have to have this perspective because first off, most people think monolithically.
I don't see. I see people in every single aspect of life. Whatever your political affiliation is, I don't judge you purely by that. Whatever your social norms are, I don't judge you by that. Whatever your sexual preference is, I don't judge you by that. Your skin color, I don't judge you by that. I look at individuals and I treat everyone with individuality and with the respect that I think I treat people with respect first until they show me that they shouldn't be treated with respect.
And you're a unicorn.
No, I don't know that I am. I think you'd be very surprised that there are a number of people like me walking around.
Well, I think it's a lot of you guys.
Right, a stable of unicorns.
Yeah, I don't think they get of unicorns. Right. I don't think they get the publicity because you already understand we live in a sensationalized kind of society.
Right.
Everything is based on stimulation. And negative stimulation works in terms of getting a response. Negative stimulation works better than anything.
Which, by the way, we were talking earlier about how real he's being and how outspoken he's being. That can help you too. I mean, that can be a plus in this day and age. In the day and age of cynicism and people looking for people that act out. I mean, you look at the Cash Me Outside girl, for example. Look at her, for example. She's got so many people who are fans of hers because she's rebellious.
That's true. This thing with me and what I think about Lavar, though. Lavar is very outspoken, he's super alpha. But then he's lacking a certain level of understanding of what he's doing. And so he's just letting his personality try and ride the whole thing. When you have to have some type of, knowledge about the game. So you know how to move. He's just making moves no matter what. He doesn't give a shit. But there's a certain move you want to move here and not there, and here and not there. You know, there's no problem with him being out there like that. But understand how to use it. You know what I'm saying?
But watch this.
Same thing as speed when
I can
basketball.
see-
Don't go so fast when.
But I think you
bring
can
the
make
ball
those
down.
adjustments later after you get a lot of attention on you.
Well, he does
You get
now,
a lot of
and
eyes on
he
you.
does, and he hasn't made the adjustment.
Now, yeah, but now is the time when he needs to begin to make the adjustment.
And he hasn't.
Right.
But see, hold on. Let's take it off of Lavar and go to Colin Kaepernick, who still hasn't been picked up yet by a team. But who was that motherfucker who called his whole team niggas in Philly?
Who?
The wide receiver who called everybody niggas in the locker room.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah,
He just got picked up. He getting tryouts. How come Colin ain't getting tryouts? Right off the heels of a season-long protest of of what's happening in our communities across the country. The man ain't did nothing but a bunch of charitable acts, and he protested about what's happening, police brutality, and everything that's going on in our community. He said, you know what, I'm gonna kneel. And because he's kneeling, a lot of NFL owners and general managers are looking the other way. But this guy, right, who called the whole team niggas in Philly, forgot his name. Somebody tell me his name. Y'all look him up. You know who he is. But he's getting looks. He's getting tryouts, right? Ask yourself a question. Is that by design, or no team can use Colin Kaepernick?
But again, Colin Kaepernick is somebody who affected change. You know what I'm saying? You got the people who have the power to be out there and affect change like that, where you don't want it. You have to suppress those people. And so, you know, Colin Kaepernick, he was just like, I'm just gonna take a knee, not really trip out, which was a cool thing. But then everybody was like, you know what? Because he's not out there really tripping about it, and he just did something that was personal to him, to protest. They was like, that's some cool shit, and everybody just started doing it. And when it really picked up, they was like, oh shit, we can't really have that.
But see, this is America's trump card for wily African American men. I'll take away your fucking livelihood.
Damn.
That's what this whole show is about. Blackballed, blacklisted. We acting like Craig Hodges wasn't blackballed.
Right.
Was Craig Hodges black? Can anybody just confirm that?
One of the greatest shooters of all time.
Won a title with Jordan. Next thing you know, didn't come back, didn't get re-up. Didn't get re-signed. Why? Because he went to the White House, met Bush, shook his hand, and gave him a note with a list of things that he thought the president could do to help the inner city. Who made the phone call and said, don't fuck with him no more?
Or what's her name? Monique. She got blackballed out the industry after she did Precious, because she said she made $50,000 for the movie because she was taking a pay cut, and they wanted her to go to Cannes to do some publicity. And she had been working like for years straight, had no break. So she had like a 2-day break coming up, and she was like, she wanted to spend it with her family. So when they called her and they was like, yo, can you go to Cannes and do this interview stuff for us? She was like, nah, I'm just really tired right now. I just want to spend it with my family. So then they called back again. They was like, yo, we really need you to hit Cannes. Like, yo, can you do that? And then her husband was on the phone. He was like, no, we respectfully decline. We're going to take this time with our family. They called again and said, "Lo, what if we did this? We give her this hotel. We did this. We did that." So they say, "Well, are you paying for her to go?" They were like, "Nah, we're not paying." They was like, "Oh, well, we understand. We're not mad about that, but right now she's trying to take some time off to spend with her family. So if she's not getting paid to do this, then we respectfully decline." She said they weren't tripping on him about it. It didn't get hostile or anything, but that got out that she was unwilling to go. Like she was she was hard to work with, and now she couldn't get any work after that.
But see, like I said, it's the trump card. I could just take away your livelihood.
Yep.
There are gatekeepers in every level. We act like they're not, but there really are. You look at it on the college level. Now, you know this. This man been to college. He got 4 brothers that been there too. One of them played for the Washington Redskins.
I was just thinking about the dude you're talking about. Riley Cooper is a dude that
Riley Cooper, that's his name.
But and one thing you guys haven't really touched upon is the receiver for the Giants didn't want to get drafted by San Diego Chargers. What's his name? Manning's brother, Peyton Manning's brother,
Eli. Yeah.
got drafted by the San Diego Chargers. His daddy told him, well, he said he wasn't going. He's the first player that said, I'm not going to
I'm not going to do it. And my daddy's finna step in here, Archie Manning, NFL legend.
And he got away with it.
Redo this whole situation.
Nobody said nothing about it. I mean, they said a little bit, but it was nothing. It got blown under the table. He refused to go to the San Diego Chargers. Refused. He made them trade him to the Giants. You know,
and it worked. Let me just tell you something. You get a head coach. Take my son. My son left Auburn with a 2.9 GPA. Right? He had an academic advisor there, a brother, first year there. It took him 5 weeks to give my son one of his textbooks in a class that he had already passed 3 or 4 times. Right? The coach knew this, but the coach didn't like my son. So that was his justification for saying, okay, he can't play. Or, put your knee brace back on. Didn't he just come from the doctor? Doctor said he's clear. He don't need to wear it. Oh, but put it back on because you knew it slowed him down.
And gave him the wrong knee brace, right?
Oh, well, they did give him the wrong knee brace, by the way. When they first gave him the knee brace, they sized it for the wrong leg.
Damn shame.
But they were looking for excuses to not play him because they didn't like him. Oh, well, he's a little bit behind because he missed practice because he hurt his knee. So justifications, right? All I know is they know me making a little bullshit decision can derail your career.
Yep.
If I don't like you, I could do some side buster shit just to hold you back. Can we be honest? Like, a lot of people don't understand this. That's why I love Lonzo Ball, because he put himself in a position to where a lot of black fathers, first off, these coaches don't like dealing with black fathers. That's number one.
Right.
Why is that?
They'd rather deal with a black mother.
Why?
Because a black mother's going to capitulate.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Black father be like, why in the fuck he playing? Ooh, hey, I got to deal. Hey.
I see.
Yeah, he healthy. Why ain't he playing? You see a motherfucker sneak dissing your kid. Oh, well, he's an undersized guard. Wait a minute. He's lefty, 48.5-inch vertical. You say he can't shoot, so he puts out a video of him making 36 threes in a row. See what I'm saying? Like, it's little bullshit that these motherfuckers will do because they don't like you and they know they are gatekeepers to the next level.
Right.
This is what blackballing or blacklisting is. This is why you got to be Mr. Nice Guy, because they can always pick up the phone and go, yeah, this is why I didn't like him. So you shouldn't give him a scholarship. You shouldn't pick him. Let me tell you some of the dirt these motherfuckers did to my kid. This is why I like Ball. Because Ball stepped out and talked, my son going to UCLA, fuck y'all.
Yep.
And he gonna be better than all these motherfuckers. And he go.
Yep.
He put himself.
He don't give a fuck.
Because first off, do you know that Offer didn't know how to deal with that man? What Offer gonna say to him? And you know what his son did at UCLA? And if his son does it at the next level, this is why he has so much power to talk the way he's talking now. His son went to UCLA and balled out.
Balled out.
So while his son is balling, that gives him leverage to talk. Shut the fuck up. We going to the Lakers.
Because one ain't
we
talking.
We not accepting no deal from nobody but the Lakers. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right.
So if your son ain't balling, or the coaches feel a justification or a reason, my son is 6'2", 7-foot wingspan, or they say 6'8" wingspan, 48.5-inch vertical, lefty, can shoot, explosive. They call him Baby Westbrook. You can't train that motherfucker to play point. No, but you could use his name. I can't bring you enough of the memorabilia with this nigga's face on it. They got him on the Jumbotron promoting the game he ain't even gonna play in. His face, see you guys tomorrow at the game. This nigga ain't even playing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I go down there and say, hey man, we want a red shirt, the first thing we treated him right. No, you didn't. Why you jump to we treated him right? You know you didn't.
Because you know you did.
Because number one, he sprains his knee. This is how it happened. I'm about to put it all out there. Y'all want to know the truth?
He's like, it's going
Y'all
down.
know why I knew this
It's going down,
Auburn?
bitches.
This is why. August 2014, we sitting in Bruce Pearl's house. I say, Pearl, first off, he made a mandate. Yo, he can't come on a visit unless, right, he can't come on this visit unless you got to guarantee us first off, you got to guarantee us one of his visits. If we offer y'all, you got to guarantee us a visit to Auburn. That's number one. Okay, cool. We'll do that. Then, man, I need y'all to commit. Commit. I said, well, wait a minute. We going to Tulsa next weekend. Nah, man, I need you to commit now. This is the guy we want. You got to commit now. This is 2014. I tell this motherfucker, hey, New ain't never played point guard. He normally plays two. And I know he's an undersized two, but he got to learn the point guard position in order to make it to the next level. Oh, no, we'll develop him. Never developed him once he got there. Used his name.
Sell tickets.
Let me tell you what's so beautiful. Coach Pearl and New's high school coach see each other at the Final Four this year. Because right. One of New's high school teammates is on Gonzaga. Jordan Matthews. Right? They walking side by side. Pearl recognizes him. Hey, Coach Heck. Hey, Bruce Pearl. Coach Heck stood there. Bruce Pearl stood there. They're staring at each other. Boom. Coach Heck says, I'll break the ice. New Williams. You know what he said? Oh, great kid. I would hate to play him one-on-one. You know, this game just didn't translate to the 505. You know, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then Coach Heck said, yeah, I heard you blamed us. Oh, no, where did you hear that from? Come on, man. You know you told the kid that in practice. And then he told his dad, and his dad told us. Mm-hmm. You know what happened. And he said, it stands to reason we had New in our program in high school as a freshman to senior. But he only played a year and a half due to injury. But he still made it to y'all. And then you had him for a year and a half. And if he didn't get any better, I would say that's your fault. You know what Bruce Pearl told this man? Touche. And then he walked away.
Oh. Wow.
Good point.
So when I see a brother like Lavar out here talking shit, that represents the kind of man they don't want to see, a black man they don't want to see anyway.
At all.
Because if it was a mama, and I didn't have coaches tell me this all over the country.
Really?
If it was a black mama, the black mama gonna be like, please be quiet, baby. Do your work. Don't say nothing. Just don't get in trouble. We're gonna make it through this. Because she's easier to deal with.
And they'll try and sow dissension between the father and son, like
especially if it's a split home.
Man, if you ever seen any of those interviews, like so they'll come at when Lavar is doing an interview with Lonzo, right? And it's so funny, or even when Lonzo's doing the interview by himself, they'll get at him on the side and be like, "Man, so don't you? Is your father bothering you?
They do that shit.
Do you ever say like, Dad, that's enough?" And he's like, "Nah."
They try to wedge,
and, right? And so then when they ask Lavar that, they be like, "No, that's my son." He's like, and
we ride.
Yeah, he's like, we ride. And then when they did an interview with Shannon Sharp, and they looked at Shannon, he was like, Shannon, you in the Black House, you know. And then Shannon said, yep. He looked at him, he said, yeah, ain't no talking back in my house. You gonna do what I say until you able to support yourself. Boom. Until then, you doing what the hell I say. You in my house. And it was so funny. He's like, so no, he don't talk back in my house. That's when he looked back at them. He said, no, he don't talk back to me in my house.
Right.
So again, they try to sow that little dissension between the two, so they can really get at and get their little hooks in him and pull him on out.
Because the real conversation is going to be, I know you can't wait until you can make your own decisions.
But you know,
it's going to be that talk.
That's a kind of a universal concept when people are dealing with young people. Because with my daughter coming up in the entertainment industry, I ran into this a lot. They do everything they can to separate the parent from the child.
Yep.
They do everything they can to influence the child to go against what the parents. That's kind of a universal thing. I've run into that with both my daughter and my son.
See?
In the entertainment business.
Give us some examples.
Well, I mean, just people like my daughter's on a plane to go to China, right? And there's alcohol on the plane. Now my daughter is 16 at the time, and my wife is with her. But at one point, the producers of the project that my daughter was involved with, they told her and the other two girls, they said, "You want to have something to drink? Have something to drink."
Oh, wow.
Here's the thing. The kids, because they were the stars, they were sitting in first class to China. My wife is back in coach with the other moms. So they had the girls separated from their parents physically, and they said, "If you guys want to have something to drink, you know, your mom's all the way back there. Go ahead."
Shit's crazy.
Yeah.
You see how they do?
Yeah.
So you know this story.
With New?
With New.
Yes. And
he a freshman. First off, I knew Bruce Pearl wasn't fucking with him. You know when I knew Bruce Pearl wasn't fucking with him? When he flew out here after an Auburn game. New is still rehabbing from that knee injury. He's in high school. Down in San Diego, they got a tournament. Bruce Pearl comes out. My uncle is there. We meet him. Bruce Pearl is a consummate salesman. Hey, he'll sell you a lemon even if you were born tart.
Pisces.
Right? Booyah. He see my son in San Diego. My son is not 100%. So he goes, "Zoe, you got to get him back in rehab." But his whole demeanor when he saw my son play was, "Oh shit, he not fully healthy. I don't know what I got here." You see? From that moment on, he was sneak dissing him. So they saw him in training camp when he went down there. Son didn't even get a chance to walk at his graduation. Didn't even get his diploma. He got his diploma from high school.
That's right.
But didn't get a chance to walk. Had to leave early. Had to bounce. So he down there. So within a month, they figure out, okay, he got to have surgery, which is good. I was happy. I was like, "You gonna get surgery, knee surgery, by the best knee surgeon in the world?
For free?
For free? We're good." So he gets the surgery. He's out 6 weeks. He missed the training camp. Another justification for why he can't play.
Right.
So other dudes get hurt. New comes back, wins the dunk contest at Auburn as a freshman. So everybody's buzzing. People are like, "Oh, we got to see New because he's back. He's healthy. We got to see him." Right? He wins the dunk contest. Gets out there playing in his first exhibition game off the bench. Scored 16 points. 4 from 6 from 3. Had a couple assists. Second leading scorer off the bench. "Oh, that was a surprise." This is Pearl. His response, "Well, yeah, that was a surprise." What do you mean it was a surprise, motherfucker? You know what you got.
You recruited him.
Right? You recruited him. You know what you got. You act like the 16 wasn't the level of competition. Why you shit on your own player? It was the level of competition, I think, that allowed him to, right?
Sneak this.
New, he benefited from the competition. Wow. Okay, cool. I heard that. Let it go. New, as an 18-year-old, gets into it with a 24-year-old on the team who so happens to be in the pros right now, Europe somewhere. His dad is an NBA agent. His brother plays for the Detroit Pistons, Tobias Harris. This kid's name is Tyler Harris. This is his 4th or 5th school in his 5th year of college, trying to become something for the Auburn team because his dad coached his brother. These niggas is greasing palms. It's political. So the dude starts talking shit to New. But they doing the team locker room, jargon shit talk. New funny like I'm funny. The dude, everybody's laughing. Dude gets mad at my kid. What if I come over here and sock you in your mouth? My son is like, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. That's what's gonna happen. This dude is 6'10". My son is 6'2". This dude's 24. My son is 18.
Them boxing lessons.
So you know what happens? The dude grabs my son by the neck and tries to force him into his locker. My son hits him with 4 pieces and a biscuit. And staggers his big ass, and he falls on my son's knee, his surgically repaired knee, and sprains the knee. This is after he scores 16 in his first exhibition game, and the local media is saying, well, it looks like we got our starting 2 guard in New.
And then boom.
Then they put him in a brace. Mind you, the brace is sized for the wrong leg. He's wearing a brace on his left knee that's sized for his right knee. They don't find that out for about 2 months.
Rearranging the alignment of his knee.
So motherfuckers run around, oh, we took good care of him. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. So again, I'm giving you his experience to say, when you got somebody in a position like Ball, Lavar, and you black, you're a male, and you're not taking no shit, and you outspoken.
But you're not saying why they did that to New. It's because New has got a strong personality.
New's personality is, first off, I know you lying. He the only motherfucker in the room who they knows they lying. Everybody's, yeah, okay, coach. Everybody, it's capitulation. Right. Everybody's like, all right, I ain't gonna say nothing. New is the only one. He ain't gonna say nothing to you. But New is over. First off, Chuck Person called my son Lil Farrakhan.
What?
He too outspoken. He too outspoken. So look at how they set you up. This is what we're talking about, Blacklisted. You as a man, first off, as an African American male, there's no real opportunity for manhood in employment.
No.
I know that's a profound statement. When you work for somebody else, there's not a real opportunity for manhood because you're going to have to act a certain way in order to stay.
Legally, the definition of employee is servant. It's a slave. So unless you, and this is what I was going to say earlier, the only way you can ensure that you don't get blackballed is create your own shit.
There we go.
That's the only way you're going to be able to ensure that you don't get blackballed.
Can't blackball yourself.
Thank you. So that's why I do agree with Lavar for doing that, mashing out. But the pressure he's putting on Lonzo is just crazy. That's why I say he's like a dude with superpower. Let's say like when Kobe first came into the league, dude was so skilled, he was just moving at 100 miles an hour, and they told him, yo, pull it back and pick your spots. With your talent, you're gonna be able to kill people. I think LeVar is the same way. He has such energy and power to be able to get some shit done. He's just trying to steamroll people with it, but he needs to be able to pick his spots with it. And also don't put so much pressure on Lonzo, because literally cats are gonna be. Instead of just trying to ball him, you may be getting cats that try to do dirty shit to him, trip him. You know what I'm saying? You do all this like Jalen Rose put their foot.
Jalen Rose did that to Kobe.
Put his foot under the.
That was some Detroit shit for
exactly.
real.
So that's the type of animosity that you're creating for your son, and he hasn't even said a word. Like, he probably the coolest dude in the world. He hasn't said a word, but your father is like so outspoken and so crazy. He just creating all this damn animosity towards him.
Well, that's why I always keep it quiet. I just tell.
There you go. See, you a gangster, but you understand where to pick your spots.
I always kept it quiet.
There you go.
But when I saw the bullshit going down, I went down there and had conversation face to face. You gonna play the dude or not? Oh yeah, he has an opportunity and woo woo woo. Oh really? Okay, cool. I want to see him get a chance. Then here's the other little blackball science. Blacklist science. You know what they did to him? You know, I told you. Sure. This season, this is what we gonna do. We gonna play him for 1 minute. in an exhibition game so we can kill one of his 2 red shirt options. You get 2 red shirt options. One is medical and the other one is voluntary. You see that you ain't playing, you can voluntarily go to the coach and say, hey, coach, red shirt me. Because I don't see me getting in, cracking, this little rotation. I don't see it happening. We ain't going to talk about Chuck Person's nephew or cousin transferring in as a 5th-year season, definitely getting playing time. New could have played better than that kid. No disrespect to that kid. That's a good kid, But New could have shared some of them minutes. No, for real. We going to have him play, goddammit. That's one of the coaches. That's the assistant head coach's cousin. Already knew. So...
New's daddy didn't teach him to capitulate.
No, he ain't gonna capitulate. Fuck that.
That's
so
right.
We go down there, and I'm like, yo, man, this is what we doing? Why did you play him in that minute? First off, he called me the week before I got there. Hey, I just want to say, man, we got a 10-man rotation. New's number 11. Really? Yeah, he's number 11. He's not gonna play. All right, cool. Shit. All right, he not gonna play. That's all right. But I'll be down there next week anyway, because I want to see the game for next. Oh, you coming here? Yeah, I'll be there in the flesh, personally. Oh, okay. Do you know later on that night he played for 1 minute? Burned one of his red shirt options. Now he can't volunteer the red shirt. The red shirt has to be given to him now. You know you did that shit on purpose.
That's sneaky.
So as soon as I go into the office and say, why did you play him? Oh, well, we could get that back. We can get that year back. But then I found out why. Because when he transferred, I'm getting text messages from Pearl more consistently. Hey, I just wanted to check in on him. How's he doing? Oh, you really give a fuck? Okay, cool. No, you don't. You want to make sure that we don't try to go to JC, the junior college level. Because if we go to JC, you lose a scholarship for the following year. Whoa. Then he went back and did his research and found out, oh, well, he can't go anyway because I burnt that minute. It's all maneuvering and manipulation, all of it. Because I don't like this kid. I don't like his attitude. So again, I'm giving his story just to say your attitude and how it's perceived by a person in power can derail you from what you're trying to do within their system.
Their system.
It's their system.
I've heard you speak on this with regards to Barack Obama. When he was president, he could never show anger.
Can't.
Yeah.
They can't. A black man, and listen, it is racism. We've got too many scholars out there that have broken it down. That one scholar, Shapiro, who did that lecture, I sent it out to everybody when he talked about toxic inequality. 2.6% of the nation's wealth is in the hands of black people. Only 1% of the nation's land is in the hands of black people. When you start looking at the median wealth levels of white families versus black families, you take the car out of the black family, $1,500, $1,700. White families, $100,000 liquid, $300,000 worth, median. Yes, it's more of them, but at the end of the day, when you look at how it's set up, returns on degrees, the return on major degrees, black and white. Whites receive more from their degrees than blacks. Yeah. The average black person makes 6 cents for every dollar a white person owns. I mean, when you start looking at the numbers, then you understand why there's, okay, you better hush your mouth. You better bow your head. You understand why Stephen A. Smith would go so hard in terms of how you should behave. So now when you see Lavar Ball...
You mean when he went in on Kaepernick?
When he goes in on anybody. Why would you have the unmitigated gall to smoke weed. What?
Yeah, he over the top like a motherfucker.
You understand? But now you understand why he would do that, because whenever you're an employee, there's a certain level of capitulation. And these coaches, the recruiting, I know so many talented guys who didn't make it because they quote unquote had a bad attitude. But again, the way the system is designed, you can't be an alpha. You can't be a black alpha.
Nope.
Now,
not a black alpha.
Now watch this analogy. Watch this analogy. Steve Jobs is not going to let another alpha come into Apple with him. You know why? Steve is the alpha. And even on a creative level, I'm the creative alpha. I'm not going to let some other creative alpha come in here and box with me on ideas about my shit. Right? So there's this development of this is how you behave. This is how you conduct yourself. This is etiquette in order to move up. And I'm not arguing with those guys. They're right if you want to move up in the system like that. If you want to move up in this system, that is what's required of you.
You have to do it.
But my whole thing is you got to be an agent in the system. Meaning you got to have your own separate identity from the system that's separate from the system with an objective to create your own shit once you've extrapolated all of the necessary resources from that system.
You got to be Neo in the system.
You got to be Neo in the motherfucking system.
That's basically.
Otherwise, who are you in the system?
I know Kung Fu.
That's it. You got to kung fu the system.
You see what I'm saying? So,
But doesn't everybody to a degree have to do that? I mean,
I think to a degree,
like,
yes.
I can't act any way I want to. I can't go in there right now and yell at Ski. I can scream at him in my car all the way home, but I can't go in there and yell at him.
You could do it more than a melanated person could.
I think we would both be ushered out with the same ferocity. I really do.
I don't think so.
You doubt it?
I don't know that person, so I don't know that person.
No, I see what Mark is saying.
Yeah.
I see what Mark is saying, but watch this.
Okay.
If you did do it, and you did it in the greatest of white ways.
What does that mean?
Right.
What does that mean?
Watch this.
The greatest,
The greatest of white ways. Righteous indignation. God damn it, Ski. I don't appreciate the way you run this shit.
Is that
You've missed a bunch of opportunities and I can't take it anymore.
God damn it, Ski.
Yeah,
And then you leave.
Oh my
Now
God.
watch. That's you. That's a terrible, impersonation of you. But you could then leave and go somewhere else and find opportunities easier than us. Let me tell you, when you look at the unemployment
He's not
rate,
going to give me a bad name all over town?
he probably could.
Yeah.
He probably could. But you still can't discount the fact that the white man is at the top of the pecking order in this society.
But not all white men are.
Not all.
See,
but
that's the thing.
If you come in as yourself, with your background, with your expertise, and with your articulation, they'll be like, oh, Mark just had a fucking spaz out moment. He's a great guy. Let's get him back in here. Right? You're not going to be labeled. This is a problem.
Yep.
He could go nuclear.
This nigga crazy. That's what that is.
I'm not going to get that.
You're not going to get
This
that.
nigga crazy.
Okay.
You're not going to get that.
I'm going to have to concede that.
You're not going to get it. Because once you, listen, when I worked at Maverick and it was time for me to leave Maverick, I didn't even leave on bad terms. The only thing I didn't do was fuck Madonna.
That's a bad term.
Kinda. That's the only thing I didn't do. I wasn't really, I was 24. I wasn't into her. Right. I wasn't into that energy. Like, right. You could feel it coming off of me like,
yeah.
So that got translated back to Freddie DeMann, who hired me. He said, hey, man, what did you do to Madonna? She said, you're an ass. I was just very clear. I'm going to need to sign the Jazzy Fat Nasties. We're Maverick. This is Warner Brothers. Let's get Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam. Let's get Babyface. Let's get these guys and produce some records on the hip hop version of En Vogue. The real fly shit. Let's go do it. Hey, I would like to hang out with you. You know, I didn't know how to respond to that. Now, Mo D told me, nigga, you should have fucked the shit out of Madonna. What's wrong with you? Hey, you know, we could go shopping. We could.
Like, no, I like having clean blood.
Right. You feel me? I just wasn't into it. But let me tell you.
You had a crystal ball. You could see the future.
They had to pay me because I was under contract. But when I left, right, when it was decided, okay, fuck it, we're not going to put out none of your records. Okay, cool. When I left, I come back the next day to get my shit. The password is different. It's not like you. You could have come. My shit. It's
Nigga, you're locked out.
the password is different, and they got security.
You got a force field around that motherfucker.
I was like, whoa, like that? Yeah, like that, nigga. I'm just saying, like, we have to consider that. And this is real. And let me just say, I listen to a lot of people talk about it, how you conduct yourself, you know, in corporate America. The black man, look, Public Enemy exists because they said Public Enemy number one is a black man. Has that changed? Has it, Mark?
I don't. I can only speak from my experience.
Mark, you watch TV, don't you?
I watch TV. I don't watch too much TV.
All right,
no.
so every other week, every other month, a little black boy gets shot because studies say black kids, black males are perceived as older than they really are. Okay, so this little kid who just died, 15 years old,
15-year-old kid.
just died. Police officer, he's fired.
Right.
He murdered him. They're driving away in a car. He shoots him in the back of the head.
Driving away.
So, Mark, I understand, man. You can't live in a bubble. You got to see that.
I know. I see.
So I'm just saying, being a black man just off tops is dangerous. So when you get a black man like Lavar going, fuck y'all.
Super alpha.
Watch this. Watch this. It's a fucking meat market at these AAU games. Mm-hmm. You get the coaches out there, they waiting to see the next talent. And those parents are serving them motherfucking kids up on the platter. Please, I can't wait to get another offer from this school or that school. I want to go to this school, that school. These kids are not even choosing the school based off of education. No. These kids choose like the schools are shoe brands.
Right.
The fuck is a
Where I'm gonna get the
Pepperdine?
most shine.
Like they don't know. They don't understand how dope Pepperdine is in terms of that fucking degree.
Yeah.
But shit is named after a seasoning. I'm not going to fucking Pepperdine. The fuck is that? They don't understand, right?
That does sound like a white ass school, though.
Right.
No.
Pepperdine. What the
Pepperdine. Hi. Welcome to Pepperdine.
Right.
Come on in.
Come on down. Right there. Pepperdine. Right? But they don't see it that way. They don't see it like Pepperdine is a top 50 school in the world.
Yeah.
You get a degree from Pepperdine, that degree is going to serve you all over the world depending on what you take as a major.
And it's in Malibu.
Right. They don't.
You can't beat that.
So the average kid is not looking at it from that perspective. They're looking at it like, I can't make it to the fucking league from Pepperdine. The fuck?
Doug Christie, motherfucker.
The NBA don't even come over there. They don't even, right? That's how they look at it.
Don't even come over there.
They don't even visit. I'm just saying, that's how they look at it. That's how these kids view it. So they're there saying, okay, UCLA, USC, Oregon, Kentucky,
Kansas.
Florida, Kansas. They're looking for those offers. Mm-hmm. So they're out there doing whatever they could do, and the hype machine is behind them, right? And it's all potential. Nobody knows if any of these kids are going to be anything, right? But it's all about, yes, sir. No, sir. Uh-huh. Yeah. Ooh. You got to act a certain fucking way.
Man.
Now, I'm not saying the kid should come out this motherfucker acting like Isaiah Ryder.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he was nuts.
I'm not saying come out and be like, hey, motherfucker.
He was straight G.
Fuck you, cuz. I'm not
he was
saying be
straight
that.
G.
But I'm saying there's a certain level of masculinity that black men can't have in this society. Yes. And to me, Lavar Ball is refreshing. Do I agree with everything that he does? All of his decision making? No. I agree that the shoe was a boss move. But I disagree with the price.
Oh my God.
The price is gonna have kids getting killed.
Thank you.
I think that.
Especially if he starts balling.
If he starts balling, it's over. It's over. Go ahead.
I mean, when, not if. When. He's gonna be good. Straight up. I'm gonna give him that because there's a lot of.
He a player. I can tell you that.
He's definitely a player, and he has his father behind him and stuff. As long as he has his father behind him, he's gonna be able to work. Because the other dude that played for the Lakers, what's his name? The one that's the point. You don't even know if his father's behind him. And maybe that's why he's weak, because he don't have his father behind him.
Does
this
he?
Dude has
His father's at all the games. His father's at the games all the time.
Well then, good. That was terrible, Hassan, calling this man out for not having a daddy, and he got one.
No, his daddy's really involved in his life.
I said I don't know. I didn't say for sure.
But but D'Angelo's dad, like if you see him, he's kind of more. He acts more like a kid. Like if you ever seen D'Angelo and his father together, he's like D'Angelo's homie. He actually looked like D'Angelo's homie. He doesn't look like his father. Like you see him together, he look like his homeboy walking down with him. So Lavar is definitely much more outspoken and much more of the pilot of his family ship, which is what they.
That's what dads are supposed to be.
The pilot, and they do not like that because they feel now Lonzo is an adult, and I should be able to talk to him as an adult away from you. And he's like, nah, motherfucker, no, he's still an impressionable child, and you'll be able to fuck him and steer him the wrong way. Not when I'm here.
And listen, they do that a lot.
That's their game.
Listen, I think your relationship with your father is too close. And let me just say, a lot of them don't have the balls to say that, but they'll feel like, let me create some distance and some separation between you and your dad. Yeah. You got to start doing this shit on your own. Mm-hmm. You got to,
yeah,
you got to
that kind of talk.
You got to develop your own mind. Right? And I'm not saying that that's bad advice, but if you guys have a family motto or creed or belief system or philosophy, who are you to step in between that?
Yeah, you don't know shit about our family.
You don't even. and let's be real. Sport, I told my son this. I said, man, please understand. College is auditioning for the NBA. We get it. But the NBA is the entertainment league. Damn. Please understand, this is entertainment.
Thank you.
Like movies, entertainment.
Yep.
These motherfuckers got scripts.
Entertainment business. This is the first two things you need to understand.
Right.
Entertainment business.
Right. And at the end of the day, listen, you can't be looking for fairness and justice and equality. That shit don't exist, bro. If you get in, you better pimp that bread. You better make that bread work for you while you're asleep.
Right. And what's the average lifetime of an NBA player?
4 or 5 years.
So that's this is the site that I'm figuring out. He's like, okay, we got a good small range, range here to be able to just mash out and make as much money as we can. Now, he may ball out and we have much more time, but he's, if you really look at it, he's like, this is the most potent time that we have to attack the industry.
That's what I said. That's what I said. What I said at the top is, when you get name recognition, get paid in every conceivable way that you can think of, and ones that haven't been thought of.
And that's what that was the first thing I told New. I said, New, build your platform first. Don't be banging on shit, talking about shit.
Right.
Until your platform is built. I say your platform is built on your game. So all of these killings that were happening last year, Bruce Pearl goes, hey, let's get together and have a sit down, right? Where We meet with local authorities. Bruce Pearl had the FBI and CIA and police and everybody come in to talk to the team because the team was considering protesting at Auburn. You know who the team called?
They talked him out of it. Who? Pearl?
The team called me.
Oh, you.
Because first the team goes to New. New's already in the doghouse. They already know what kind of dude New is. They're going, shit! Fuck, what we gonna do? Somebody gets killed. They go to New's dorm. All right, New, what's happening? What we doing? You know what New does? Dad, what we doing? I said, well, what are you guys thinking about? Well, we was thinking about taking the knee. I said, okay, that's cool. I said, but there's going to be a lot of negative backlash that comes from it if y'all take that knee. I said, what you guys should do is expand it. Not just a knee, but a conversation. You should go to the coach and tell the coach, we need to have conversations about this, a forum about this. We need to talk to the police. We need to talk to everybody about it. I guess Bruce Pearl was one step ahead of me because that's what he had planned. So they go, they talk, right? They decide later not to take the knee. But they have these forums. They talking to the military and everything. And New connects with a Latino brother who's in, I guess, the Marines or something, or the Army or something, but he from here. And New is the only one that's real. New sitting right next to Bruce Pearl. The rest of them quiet, meek, don't really want to say shit. See, let me tell you something that offends me. Oh, I love this kid, This kid right here, man. He's got a motor, man, that just won't stop, He's going to play for you, man. He's going to bust his ass. He's going to get out there and, he doesn't do a lot of talking,
I like that.
You like it when they don't talk? Oh, he lets his game talk for him. His game speaks a kind of language, but what does his mouth and mind speak?
He's a good slave, brother.
Oh, I just don't like it, I love it, man. He doesn't talk much, Fuck! So my son is already a little gun shy now because my son really wants to play. They in this meeting with this conversation about what the fuck is going on in the world. Hey, coach, we can talk freely? Absolutely, New, please. That's why we're here, talk. So when New starts talking freely, he get butthurt because New bringing the fire. He not saying little basic bullshit.
He's saying some high level.
He's saying, don't you see the disparity in our communities? Don't you see the injustice? How do you get up and live with what's been going on as if it's normal? He's connected with this other military dude. You know how it is where we from. Don't act like you don't. Yeah, you're right. Nah, that's true. And you butthurt because you gave him the opportunity to speak. And when he speaks, he's a little Farrakhan.
Thought he was going to say some dumbass shit.
You thought he was going to say something. No, not dumb, but it's got to be neatly wrapped in such a way that it's benign, that it's banal, it's vanilla. Yeah, we just got to do our best. We got to put our best foot forward. Don't you hate those after game interviews?
To get along.
Well, we knew what they were going to come with, and we stuck together as a team. Yeah. And my guys were looking for me, and I was looking for them. You want him to say that?
The script.
Yeah.
You don't want him to be honest, and then when he's honest, he's penalized for it. Now look at the cognitive dissonance that comes with being dishonest to yourself, but excelling socially. Me being a liar caused me to move up the ladder. That's the black male experience. You can't tell me the anal territorial circuit is not in play when you have a boss. The anal territorial circuit, you remember Timothy Leary? his 8-circuit brain situation. You got the oral biosurvival circuit, which is fear, safety. I'm safe. I'm afraid, I run. Right? And then you have the second, which is the anal emotional territorial circuit. That's the, I'm your motherfucking boss. I pay your I write your checks. Right. When I tell you to be here at 9, you be here at 8:59, motherfucker. That's the anal emotional territorial. So when you know you're the gatekeeper of somebody's life, hey, high school coaches do it all the time. How many times have you heard the story of the high school basketball star whose coach never gave him the letters that came from the colleges? Because you don't like them. That's the anal emotional territorial circuit. I direct where you're going to go. And if your behavior is something, are we acting like these motherfucking coaches and the people in position don't have fucking mad ego?
They do.
Of course they do.
At that level, though, it's harder to, to push back because, when you're in college, you don't have that platform. You have no say so, literally whatsoever. I mean, you can say something, but then that the way or the vein into the NBA is through there. Right. I mean, unless you go to
overseas,
overseas
and then ball out,
right? And then,
but that's another whole trip.
But doesn't jealousy also isn't that also a factor in a lot of these situations? Because you're a high school basketball coach,
right?
You didn't make it where you wanted to go. You didn't get where you dreamed you were going to be when you were a kid.
Wow.
You were going to play for the NBA.
Wow.
But no, you're stuck coaching high school ball, and you see these young kids coming up, and there's a little bit of animosity there.
Wow.
And that's what drives a lot of your decision making.
So again, though, how do you do it when you're on? So and at the NBA level, you do have a much bigger platform. You're an adult now. You're getting paid your own money. You're working. You have somewhat of a platform to be able to do that, like Colin Kaepernick did. But then you get some backlash. But at that level, where they control everything about your future in college, what do you do about that then? It's like, how do you got to tell them? You can say, okay, well, we want you to be able to stick up for yourself, but as soon as you do, you're getting pushed back to the back of the line, or you're getting put in the closet, or even in a dungeon where nobody sees your ass. You could be the greatest basketball player in the history of the universe, but nobody's going to see you because you're not kissing ass. So it has to be some type of balance and fine line to walk when you're in that in that environment. So what do you tell somebody like that? If their goal is to get to that next level, what do you tell somebody like that when they're trying to go through it?
Go ahead. I think every child should be taught as you're growing up. Look, until you get power,
you shut your mouth.
You have to behave in a certain way. You're going to have to yell at the boss or the coach or whoever it is in the car all the way home. But you can't do it. Right. You can't do it to their face until you get to be an NBA superstar, and then you go back to your high school coach and you go, "Oh, by the way, fuck you."
But yeah,
that's when you do it.
You're 100% right, because this is what it's their game now.
It is.
All the owners. How many black owners we got in the NBA?
Michael Jordan, and that's it.
Now, we got some minority owners.
Some side owners, like
Usher and
what's the old boy, the rapper dude from Nelly.
Who's getting ready to buy some teams getting ready to be bought? Who is it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But all I'm saying is, for the most part, you got a league that's 90. The players are 98% black, 95% black league. But the ownership is what? 98, 99% white. So at the end of the day, every aspect of your walk of life as a black man in this corporate infrastructure, however you want to deal with it, is governed by those that allow you to participate in a certain aspect in their system. Period. Now, even as an entrepreneur, running your own business, you still got to have relationships with other businesses. You still got to have relationships with the infrastructure itself, banking, taxation. So there's still relationships that have to be maintained. So there's really never really a space where you're just autonomous.
Free to just do whatever the fuck. But like a LaVar Ball, when we say the only way not to get blackballed is create your own shit. I like what he did. He created his own AAU team because he wanted to be able to tell his own coach's sons. He's like, I'm not fucking with y'all shit. I'm doing this. So again, when you're in college though, you can't create your own college league. Like it has to be very hard. You have to have some type of major backing to be trying to do some shit like that.
That's genius. If there was a black college, like a for real black college, not a HBCU that's funded by white folk, but like a for real college.
Right.
And I'm not saying this is no diss to the HBCUs because I always say there's a pro and con to the HBCU. The pro is you're going to be educated by exceptionally talented teachers at the HBCU level. You're going to be smart than a motherfucker. Now listen, I just came from Kentucky State University. They smart as fuck down there. All right?
Bro.
But you're also being groomed to behave in a certain way.
You.
This is why white folk funded most of those HBCUs, because I want a certain type of nigga that I can interface with.
That's true.
It's unfortunate, but you got to be a certain kind of black man or woman for me to deal with you.
And that's what I say. And you're right. In that aspect, there's no way.
How many Don Kings has HBCUs turned out?
Take over the game.
Listen, because white people didn't deal with Don King.
Nope.
Because they wanted to.
They had to.
They had to deal with him. Am I lying?
No.
If they had a choice, I'm gonna fuck with him or this other well-groomed, neat, polite motherfucker. No, they had to deal with Don King because he created a lane that was outside of their authority, and he created a value for himself where they had to deal with him. Now, did he rob other niggas? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Was he genuine?
Don King is pimping me.
Exactly. So,
Poor Mike, he couldn't read the contract.
Wow.
He couldn't. No, that's for real. That's not a joke. Mike told his driver Rudy at one point. He goes, "I need help." He goes, "I can't understand these contracts."
Wow.
And I guess Don King was like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Just sign it." Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All right, I'll sign. Whatever.
So my whole thing for LaVar is, can LaVar be that guy that's outside of the system in a way, but isn't mercenary on his people?
It's all predicated on Lonzo. See, that's what I say. He put all of the future of the Ball empire on Lonzo.
If Lonzo makes it, everybody else is in.
If Lonzo fucks up, like I think if Lonzo has like a great,
rookie of the year.
Not even that. If he has a great summer league and a great preseason, you're gonna see people trying to jump in before. They be like, "Oh, this motherfucker's off the chain."
He cold. Soon as they see him, they're gonna be like, when they see him against NBA talent, they're gonna be like,
"Oh yeah,
okay,
we fucked up.
Let's get that bread popping."
But again, it's creating that platform. LaVar, again, shout out to LaVar for doing that, because you can only mash out. You can only mash out by doing your own shit.
Right.
But then, his son coming up through a system where he can't have a voice. You know what I'm saying? Where he was in the college league where he couldn't have a voice. And now coming out of that, Lonzo is really what you call, no one knows what he's gonna do. So LaVar on the back end is trying to bring his whole family along, which I also agree with. I mean, this one helps everybody else, but again, he's doing it in such a way where he could cripple his whole family because he's so fucking out there. It's like, dude, it's a level that you have to say, dude, that's enough. Like, I said a little too much today. Let me kind of slide back just a little bit, because the fact is, Lonzo wouldn't be as big as he was without LaVar being so outspoken. I understand that.
Yeah, he would.
Huh? No, not right now. Like, LaVar made him.
Let me just say this:
soar.
Lonzo, that motherfucker was a baller since he was a kid. Now let me just say, that kid had a scholarship, signed, sealed, delivered scholarship to UCLA.
Yeah, as a sophomore.
In high school.
As a sophomore.
It was already a done deal. Close recruiting, UCLA. So
Right.
you don't do that unless you killing. And that kid has been killing. So let me just, does he have weaknesses in his game? Yes, of course. But if he gets with, say, like the Lakers, and he's training with them, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah, he's going to be something else.
He's going to be a fucking problem. So I don't want you to think that kid wasn't, Lonzo, or that
I'm not saying
Lavar
that. No, I'm not saying that. No, but
Lavar elevated himself.
No, he did elevate the publicity on his son. Like, he was getting publicity, but because he's been out there for these last 2 or 3 months, just so crazy, talking about how dope his son and how better he is. He's better than Steph Curry.
Is he helping or hurting his? Is he helping or hurting his son? Do you think he's going to be better than Steph?
I think
that's hard to say.
The beginning, I think he was crazily helping his son, off the chain. Now, up until the point where he put out the $495 shoe. That's where I was like, man, you were doing everything off the chain until you just tried to gorge niggas with $500 for a shoe. That's just ridiculous. I used to do something called liquidating, where manufacturers overproduce something, then you call them and get the overmanufactured stuff, and then you sell it to like Target or something like that. So back in the day, I looked up Jordans. Back in the day, dude, it cost Jordan, or the company Mikey, it cost them 80 cents to make a pair of Jordans. So same thing with his shoes. It's not going to cost them more than about $2, and that was about 15 years ago, 20 years ago. So
maybe $2.
Yeah, about $2 for a pair of fucking shoes, and especially for Lonzo shoes, and he's trying to get $500 fucking for those shoes. That's where I was like, all right, dude, I got to get off the fucking. Wow. I got to get off of you with that shit.
Wow.
You can't do that.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Welcome to the ZOWHAT show. Caller, one last time. They sound like they're there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. We're gonna leave the caller. You can call back if you want. I think it's not. Let me just say, yes, you put a target on your son's back. Period. The target is big as fuck.
Big as the motherfucker.
All right, cool. But I think his son has been rising to the occasion.
I do too.
And I think there's a positive to that target. You know, if that motivates his son to work hard, even harder than he's ever worked before, his son could come out of this looking golden. Number one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Number two, I think what Lavar has been doing is more about Lavar than it is about Lonzo.
I do too.
Number three, I also feel like Lavar should do some study and understand the plight, right? He might be middle class, but not everybody else is.
Yeah,
so you gotta do some research on the plight of the impact that shoes make, you know, on our community.
Exactly.
You know, sneakers sometimes they make a very negative impact.
Right.
So you have to have some chess moves, like foresight, like how does this hurt? The shoe shouldn't be as cheap as, say, Stefan's shoe.
$9.
Or Shaq's shoe. And I understood why Shaq did that.
Right.
Shaq is right for making a low-cost shoe.
I don't need the money.
But at the end of the day, our community derives value from what it accumulates. So if your shoe doesn't really have a value, they're not going to understand the purpose of why you created your shoe so inexpensive. They're not going to get it. They're not going to, and ultimately they're not going to respect the shoe. Now, some mamas might be like, "Thank you, Shaq," and maybe that's all the thanks you need. You got to find a middle ground, Lavar.
Yeah.
A middle ground. If Kobe's are 150,
right?
If LeBron's are 175, if the new Jordan is 175. Come in at 135.
Thank you.
140.
Yeah.
145.
That'd have been a perfect price.
Cats would be like, hey, yeah. And then the stock is gonna rise. You could get away with 200 with the twos when you come out with the next ones.
Yeah.
You can get away with 200.
Yep.
Because we're gonna spend 200 anyway.
Right, but Shaq and them placed their placement was so low because they're not trying to do what he did. He's trying to create an organization, an industry that's as big as Nike, and they weren't trying to do that. They just understand
Wanted
they have
to make
fans,
affordable shoes.
Right, they got fans
And I
who want
get
to
it.
like their shoes, and they're here, get my shoes and don't get killed.
I get it.
by having them.
Mark?
No, I mean you're absolutely right, and it's like overhyping a movie. You know,
There you go.
Right.
That's it. Thank you.
It's
That's
like
it.
overhyping a movie, and then the movie
That's
comes
it.
out, and the movie sucks.
Yeah. Lonzo can't be.
Right, or it could
Yeah.
be, it could be the Avengers overhyped and it turned out to be still just as great as it was hyped.
He better be the Dark Knight. That's all I can
He
say.
got to come in as
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you calling from? Speak on it.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, Zoe, it's Lonnie from Syracuse. I was thinking Lavar probably could have went to, like, Sports Business Ventures, a VC firm, and then, like, made the shoe $75 or $80 and put it out online via his website, which could be bigballersbrand.com, and then get the app, and then everybody could start buying it through there. But I felt like him going to the shoe company and, like, kind of asking them to, like, help him build the brand is something that, like, venture capitalists could have helped him do. But that's all I wanted to say.
Man, that's a good point. Thank you for calling in. That's a great
That's an
point.
Awesome point.
That's an awesome point.
I think they did. That's how he's able to get this shoe out right now.
Yeah.
He don't got that type of money to be able to put shoes out like this. He even said, he's like, I got about $100,000 in the bank. That's what he said. So $100,000 ain't putting out a shoe company. So he does have some investors behind him. Believe that.
Well, he would need that.
Yeah.
Well, today's show, man, covered a lot of angles on being blackballed. I'm going to jump right into my final thoughts. Number one, I applaud Lavar Ball. That's some dad shit for real. That's 100 dad business. And I'm proud of you because I know that your example is going to cause other dads to step up and speak on it. Right? I was told by this ex-football player, I forgot his name. His name was Adrian, up in Sacramento. I did a community outreach program with this brother named Adrian. I forgot his last name. Played for the Bengals. And what he said to these young kids who are trying to get into college, he said, man, do not be under the spell that they're adding value to you. He was like, no. You are adding value to them. You're doing that.
That's great advice.
They're just exploiting your value.
They use your kid's name. If your kid comes in, when my kid came into Auburn, that was one of their biggest recruiting years. And his name was a part of that recruiting class. 4-star guard out of LA.
New
Williams. Look it up. He was a 4-star guard out of LA.
Didn't he have like 20-something recruiting letters or something like that?
Man, listen. The dude had Louisville. He had a gang of
He was
offers.
up there like near 20.
Right? More than 20. But that's neither here nor there. The point that I'm making is they gonna get their money's worth out your ass. Either if it's marketing and promotion or whatever, they gonna get that up out you. So you got to make sure you get something out of them. Number one, you start with your education. And we as black folks, man, sometimes our kids, especially kids who get put up on a scholarship, have a tunnel vision that's focused on the athletics. You better get a degree that's going to separate you from everybody else.
Yeah, because once you hit 30 and that career is over,
Bam.
you got a lot of life left.
You got a lot of life.
Yeah.
So my uncle is real big on this. He got his engineering degree from UCLA way back in the day. And he makes it clear. He's like, look, don't take a business course that's lightweight. Don't take business marketing. He says, you're not going to make no money because everybody's got a business marketing degree. He says, get business finance where you can go build financial systems for companies all over the world. Well, I don't want to do that because I'm not good at math. Then get good at math. Right? Engineering.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do that because agriculture. Motherfuckers need to eat all over the world. And we need to create new systems to create healthy crops, healthy food.
That's right.
So there's money there.
Big money.
They don't understand that. So I keep trying to tell people, like, it's not a 4-year plan. Or for some kids, a 1-year plan. It's a 40-year plan. You see what I'm saying? Because some kids go in there, I'm going to be here 1 year and I'm out. No, you're not. You might make it 1 year and go to the league and pan out of the league.
Alternative energy is another one.
Alternative energy. Like, we need some scientists too. Everybody can't dunk. You know what I'm saying? And these are conversations that I have with my kid. My kid is at Fresno State now. He transferred from Auburn. He's been training the whole time since he got there in January. But his major, now, that major is business finance.
There you go.
So whether you make it, shooting jump shots, that's irrelevant. That business finance degree is important.
And that doesn't show any. That doesn't show any lack of confidence in you. Your confidence in him,
right,
or him in himself. That's just being smart.
That's just having some goddamn sense.
Because you could be the greatest player in the world, and somebody slams into your knee,
and it's over.
Yeah.
Contingency.
Yeah.
The contingency plan. So yeah, that's today's topic, man. We had a great time doing it. Let me run around the table real quick. Mark, don't you have a show? Or do you have? Where can they find you, Mark? You're
I got
great.
a bunch of shows.
We got to bring Mark back on here, man.
Well, let me just quickly promote a couple. Evolution of the Groove, which is a show on Cool, our jazz station, which I really enjoy being a part of, because we not only talk about jazz and we talk about the greats, but we also talk about how they influence the music of today,
right?
And how they should influence the music of today, and how kids today ought to know who these people are that paved the way for them.
Right.
So that's one of the shows that I'm involved in. I got a show on the 80s channel, which plays lost 80s hits. That's also on the weekends on the 80s station.
Dope.
80s, that's my music.
That's your music right there?
Yeah.
He's a music guy for sure. Kev?
Yes, everybody get out there and support the Cop Stop Guardian traffic stop app. Please, it's like your own personal 911 in the car with you when the police pull you over. That's at GoFundMe.com/CopStopGuardian. Also, the Real Nagas app, basically it has all the informational videos that we used to show on the ZOWHAT show. The status classes, one-on-one coaching or tutoring. I do all that. You can get that through the app. You can go to realnagasapp.com on your phone, or you can just click the link that Frank will put in the ZOWHAT show.
And it's real simple. I am Zoe Williams. Everything is there. The pre-order for the holographic relationship, the link to the relationship dismount, coaching, donations, everything can be found on my website. Please, please, please support our movement. We are in dire need of your continued support. Thank you so much. And stay tuned. I'll be back later today from 5 to 7 p.m. Voice of Reason. It's going to be nuts today as well. We'll holla. Deuces.